Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today what I'm going to do is show you guys how to replace a memory, hard drive, Bluetooth or wireless dongle or the wireless card. And basically this particular computer is Acer V5-552p. So that's the main, and then the last four part is -X617. So to make this video a little bit shorter, what I did is remove all of the screws basically, and made this a little bit loose enough where I can really quick take this out. So just kind of go over this. Of course you have speakers right here and the ventilation around the area here, and this is for like RAM and stuff like that. So you have the ventilation all over the place. So you have some IOs in the back, so you wanted to kind of be careful. So all the you probably can't see it properly, but you have all the IOs and everything in the back to kind of make it a little bit easier to access all the stuff. But that also means it's a little bit harder to remove this back panel because of all the ports in the back instead of being on the side. Being said that, it's not too bad either. Make sure you remove the SD card filter, or the dust filter, which is actually here right next to the SD card, to make your life a little bit easier. And these are the top front four screws, as well as the back screws are going to be a little bit larger than the middle ones are on the sides. So just be careful. Make sure if you wanted to kind of lay them out like they are, just do so, because when you try to put it back together, it's going to make a difference. And then what you want to do is, once you remove the screws, you want to kind of go from the back, kind of from the hinges on the side, to take like a flathead and just kind of going really slow around the corner. The front is going to be a little bit harder to kind of remove that if you're removing for first time. So just take it from the front really quick and go around, and it should pop up really easy. You don't want to pull it up like so, because it is holding in the back because of all those IOs. So what we want to do is lift from the front, kind of wiggle it a little bit, and it should come out like so. Again, like I said, because of those IOs in the back, that's going to make a little bit of a difference. So let's keep this on the side. And on the front, you might want to be a little bit careful because of all this the speakers on the front to here. This will be our batteries, and if you need to replace a memory, one thing to kind of keep in note here is this is the RAM right here. So once we kind of go like that, take out the RAM, you would also see that there is additional stuff here. What these are, it's a built-in RAM. These are built-in motherboard RAM, so if something happens, I believe there's some kind of switch here, so you can toggle off, if I remember correctly. Nope, unfortunately I don't see anything like that. I thought there was some kind of switch. But basically you have the built-in RAM, so these are not changeable. So the only thing you can change is this particular stick. This particular computer came with 6 gigs of RAM, so basically what we have is 4 gigs of RAM built in here, so 4 gigs here and 2 gigs here, but you can expand it to additional 4 gigs, so you can put in a 4 gigs here to make a total of 8 gigs. Let's keep that on the side for right now, shall we? And the hard drive is right here, so to kind of give you a little bit of a difference between two different hard drives, let's remove this. And be careful, this is your SATA power and SATA data cable, so you probably want it to be a little bit more gentle, because it is connected right here on the motherboard, and these are really fragile connection. So the hard drive, as you can see, this is a 750 gigs Western Digital slim drive. So these are not going to be exactly same as a typical laptop hard drive. These are a little bit slimmer, as the name goes. Typical laptop hard drives are, I believe, 9mm, and this one is 7, so smaller. This is a typical drive, so this is a Samsung or a Seagate Momentous drive for laptop, 2.5. Both of them looks fairly similar. And this one is 1 terabyte, this one is again 750. But if I do side by side, you might notice that there is should be a little bit of a difference between these two drives. Not enough to again notice, but if I put it back, it might not work properly for us. Let's see if this actually works. Never done it, we'll find out today. Yeah, so as you can see, it kind of stays a little bit higher on the higher side, on the top side, so it's not gonna fit into this particular drive when you try to put it back. The case might not fit properly. So most of the SSD, if you were to upgrade the hard drive, then you have to get a slim drive, or you can get an SSD. SSDs are usually really small, similar size as this drive, about 7 millimeters or 5. I think they're 5 too. But you can upgrade to the SSDs and that would work fine. But the typical 2.5 drive, it's probably not going to work for you. So that's one of the things. It's not like you can actually walk into a store and buy a hard drive and call it a day if the hard drive goes bad. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But let's go and plug this back in. And I believe that was like this. And as you can see, this one just fit properly. Like it's not on the top or anything like that. That extra 2 millimeters difference it makes. The Bluetooth and the wireless card is right here. In order to remove that, you have the single screw right there, right here. So if you remove this screw, it's a similar way to remove the screws as removing a memory stick. And before I forget, let me put this back. So the memory stick and the Bluetooth modular and the wireless modular, it's really easy to remove. It's right here. Of course, you can make sure this cable stays proper, because these are the one kind of going from all the way here from hinges to the lid, giving you better signals and stuff like that. Also, since we are here, I'll go through some of the stuff. So here's the back IO. You got HDMI port, display port, USB 3.0. This would be your Ethernet jack as well, so that is right there, and your power connection is right there. And the power connection is basically going through the cable, so if this does go damaged, you can actually buy additional one and replace it, no problem. You have really tiny board for a USB, another USB here on the side, and on this side same thing goes. Let's see. So you got SD card reader, another USB, and your power adapter. We also have 2 heat spreaders or fans basically. They're going from, this is your CPU right there. So this particular model has AMD A10 processor with the built-in GPU or APU basically. And you got 2 heat sinks right here, and they do kind of get just a tiny bit loud when you do a bunch of stuff at a given point. Also, the hard drive does make a whining noise in this particular board at least. So I'm probably going to replace the hard drive at some point with something like SSD to make it a little bit faster. And like I said, the only thing you can upgrade after that is going to be the RAM. So you can upgrade to 4 gigs instead of 2. I believe 8 is the maximum that it can take, because there's no 8 gigs stick, if I'm wrong, if I'm correct actually. Also, these are the batteries, so if you do need to replace the batteries, not really that hard. So the batteries are going to be right here on the front, and your trackpad stuff is right here, so you might see the cables going all over the place. So that's it. And basically, when you put it back together, what you want to do is kind of make sure that you align it properly, and don't want it to put from the front at this time. You want it to kind of make sure that it actually aligns properly from the back, and then basically works. If long as the ports align fine, you should be able to just screw everything in properly, no problem. What I did was remove the front screws and some of the back screws and left all of the screws inside of this housing, so it makes it easier when you wanted to put it back. just kind of drop it into place, screw them in, and you should be good to go. Well, if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything like that, how to replace a particular component, just comment down below or message me. And if you like the video, please like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. And thank you for watching.